So this is the end of turn 8, looking at the front line on the coastal road. Some interesting things happened here. So the Vichy bombers DG'd that stack of infantry, Australian infantry, and so the Commonwealth took the armored units stacked there, all the mechanized units, and attacked across the river because the Vichys were actually DG'd by Commonwealth bombers on the other side of the river there in Hex 2306. And they also, the cruisers just DG'd the 2206 Hex that had the armor unit in reserve, and so didn't want to lose the opportunity for that to occur, just hoping to get over the river and not counterattacked. And then I noticed the little hole here where the Palmach unit was hanging up here with the machine gun unit, but went back one hex, went into reserve, and then came running down here and took their supply dump. So these guys are all kind of sort of cut off. So they're able to get supply tentatively because the Palmach unit doesn't have zone of control, so he can get around. So they're not completely cut off, but they gotta fix that situation there. So it's gonna help the Commonwealth get across this river. So the Vichy is looking like they might fall back and cover along that river line. Not much happened on the middle axis. And then over here on this side, they just kind of reformed the line there, fell back. But, gotta remove the DG on that Free French. So their unit attack was thwarted, and with the DG there, and so not much happening there. Just reform the line up and set about. Air Force here was again taken down by the Hurricanes, but no losses for the Vichy. So on to turn 9. So this is the end of turn 9, and we're looking here at the coastal road. So what happened here is the pointer stick here. The Palmach unit was sitting here. The Commonwealth decided to take the double move, and so he moved to Sidon and sat there for the French turn, took the supply, the 2T that was here, took 1T for supply for that turn, and then blew the other one. And due to the Commonwealth's poor supply rule, I just reinforced this hex here with one of the Australians battalions, which stacked it up, and when the Vichy actually got their naval, luckily DG'd that so they could form the line here, because the Commonwealth is not basically going to attack this turn. But the Vichy was able to get reinforcements from Beirut to here on this side, and the infantry walked over here and was able to attack the Palmach unit in Sidon, and these moved over and surrounded them, and he was supposed to retreat and died. And Vichy putting out more reinforcements up here, kind of shifted around here. Not much happened there. But where the Commonwealth is making their rolls is on surprise rolls. So they actually jump the river there, push the infantry unit back, and also their surprise rolls, they get well and did well on the shifts too. But this is not exactly where they want to do their attacking. So up here with the Free French, the 2nd Marine company there, stack was DG'd by French artillery in the reaction phase, shut down that attack. Gets the cavalry unit that was DG'd for the turn also. And Free French had to burn a lot of supply on this turn, and but maintaining their line a little bit, but slowly creeping back on to turn 10. So this is the end of turn 10. So you see on the coast road, Vichy pulled all the way back, and the Commonwealth attacked and took Sidon. But what they more importantly took was the initiative to the bottom of the turn, so they have the option of the double turn, whereas Curtis Bear says the hammer. And so they kind of let the Vichy organize their defense a little bit. Not much happening here. And along this front, pretty quiet because these Free French units were disorganized, but they shifted around units, so the AARs are better because it had a stack of low and a high, and the high one was getting disorganized all the time, preventing attacks. Now we'll see better, but most importantly, the best fighter for the Vichy took a damage against the Hurricanes, and so that's a positive for the Commonwealth. And we'll see what turn 11. So this is the end of turn 11 here on the coastal road. The Commonwealth is sitting there. The reinforcements pushed the stack of Levant units back 1 hex, but most importantly, we had a major breakthrough here due to the fact that the Commonwealth won their surprise with full shift and got rolled high and got a exploit on the thing. It would have been nice to have armor units in reserve because they really would have caused some issues for the Vichy here. Their force right back here. So they're going to try to figure out how to fall back if they win the initiative. If they don't, the Commonwealth might take the double turn. Really cause some issues for turn 12. And that's the status. And also, if the Commonwealth can roll better on their supply, it's one of the reasons why they're playing a little slow. supply is being burnt up. But also, oh, the other thing happened here is the French Air Force got shot down that were at this air base, and the hurricane started attacking the main base here, trying to knock down the fighter cover, and then probably have the option of start bombing the airfield down, cause some damage that way. On to turn 12. So this is the end of turn 12. I forgot to note that the Commonwealth built an airfield on the coast there, on the road. They tried to, Commonwealth tried to attack the units that were next to Sidon, and bounced off of them, so retreated back. The Vichy readjusted there. But the most important thing was the Commonwealth took the double turn from their breakout here. They went all the way to Damascus. That one battalion there tried to attack the headquarters that was sitting on that supply dump. It was all by its lonesome, and since it was in the Damascus city, it was considered clear terrain, half defense, running on a 6-to-1 +4 action rating, and completely muffed it. Killed the headquarters, but it had to retreat. And then there was a Jordanian unit where that infantry battalion is on the road. That was overrun by that army unit, but also it muffed its rolls and killed the unit, but had to retreat back. So that whole line is falling back. They got their line of supply back by railroad, which is good, but we got huge gaps here. Trying to get back to defend along this gap here on the road and railroad. Hopefully, but the Commonwealth players kind of out of position, so they got to reposition a little bit. Don't want to stick my neck out too far. And if the Vichy gets the initiative on this next turn, they can really get the double turn and get out of there, which is not likely, but could happen. And then there were some units here that were surrounded, and they actually survived through breakout because they're low AAR rating. They were going to die anyways out of supply. So they were lucky on that front. The Vichy were very lucky that this battalion failed its taking that supply dump there, because they had enough supply to counterattack, move units, and get through. On to the next turn. So this is the end of turn 13. So not much happening on the coast road here or in the center line. All the activity's been up here. So the Vichy is retreating back. It's, two battalions came over and occupied that hex where 16 Tunisian is located. They got wiped out, completely surrounded, and taken out because the Vichy got their surprise roll on took them out. But they're Free French forcing everybody out, away. So this defending in this pass here is going to be pretty problematic for the Commonwealth as they organize their forces and bring up supplies, because it's going to take some effort. So the axis now is probably going to fall on these two areas at the moment. Get some activity going. Vichy lost more of their air force, burned a ton of supply to get out of here because they were cut off from their supply dumps. But lucky on that key roll up there on their headquarters, they lose that dump, and so the swing or die rolls of the surprise can really affect things. So on to turn 14. So this is the end of turn 14. What note here on the coastal road is everybody got DG'd here. The armored unit was shore bombarded, and the unit underneath it was actually taken out. Rolling boxcars. And over here, they took the objective hex, the town on this road here, pushing there, but the French made a fairly good escape. They're going to defend the pass there, which is probably going to take a while to dig them out, and don't have many turns left to really push through and grind through all that. But it's been a grind, trying to hold everywhere. They were able to kill a few units as they were retreating. All quiet, but all the Air Force, the Vichy Air Force fighters is gone. So the airfield's getting bombed. So we'll see if they can survive. More turns on this. And next turn, the Australians are going to be the full 4-factor, which might change things down here. So we'll see what the next turn will do.